Yeah, okay, let's get right to the chase. I have to analyze every single frame. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Whoa, hold up. Before we get into the trailer, I want to quickly go over the thumbnail. Now, a very interesting detail about the thumbnail, that is not Nori. That core has a yellow eye, and by doing some simple process of elimination, yeah, this is definitely either V or J. I really would not be surprised if J gets her core torn out by Tessin. I mean, it can also be V. It's a pretty safe bet for either of them. Not much I can really say about that, but it is a pretty fun notice. So, for our first frame, we have Tessin winking at the camera. Gotta say, that is not how I thought I would start my day off. In all seriousness, this frame does not tell us much besides the fact that Tessin will get out of the hole somehow. So, that's gonna be fun. Ooh, alright. Theory time real quick. Okay, so here's a theory I've had for a bit. In episode 2, do you guys remember this scene?
Now we will have to do something shocking.
Whoa! Hey!
Goodbye, Dad.
What if this fake-out death is secretly foreshadowing his actual death later on? Let's be real, I think they're gonna kill him off by having him sacrifice himself for Uzi. It's not how I would personally wrap up his character, but, you know, I'm not Liam, so it's not my call. With that said, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be where Khan's death takes place. It is almost a one-for-one replica of how it played out in episode 2, with Uzi being absolutely devastated at what happened. Uzi's face alone should really tell you everything you need to know about this frame. Okay, this one is very interesting. This is the room inside the bunker with Nori's kooky stuff. So, we're going back to the bunker in this episode? That's pretty cool. Tying back to episode 7, something is gonna make all of Nori's drawings start floating. So, that's gonna be just absolutely hunky-dory. Oh, fuck, it's Jay! Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, professional Yag, kind of, back at it. So, Jay is drawing her gun inside this frame. Presumably against Tessin, or maybe N or Uzi. We don't know. I'm sure someone will come up with a theory eventually about that. The look on her face implies that she doesn't want to shoot whoever she's aiming at. Which, I mean, that really narrows down whoever it could be. Okay, post-editing Yag. So Glitch updated their channel banner to this. Jay is an antagonist inside the finale. I'm in fucking disbelief. I am genuinely, honest to God, in pure disbelief. I thought for sure they were gonna make her a protagonist and redeem her. But no, from the looks of it, they're taking her down the villain route. Okay. Well, make of that what you will. I'm gonna let the video continue now. Okay, this is quite fun. So, this is very interesting because that is not Copper 9. This is Earth. We are definitely getting a flashback inside this episode. Once again, not much to go off. And here we have Uzi falling. Based purely off my gut instinct, I'm pretty sure this will be at the beginning of the episode. I have no idea why the laws of gravity decided to work all of a sudden, but Uzi's gonna crash and burn, and presumably something will catch her later on, cause, you know, she's inside the bunker, or somewhere similar to the bunker from the looks of it. Remember what I just said? Well, it's true. Okay. Somehow, someway, the railgun that Khan made is going to be given to Uzi, and she's gonna try and shoot someone with it. You can also see Uzi's tail trying to shoot the gun, which, I mean, that isn't concerning at all. But, yeah, once again, not much to go off. I really want to say that she's aiming at Jay, but the lighting just doesn't match up. Oh, that isn't horrifying at all. So, in case you're blissfully unaware, Tessin is going to be teleporting all over the place in this episode. And honestly, I really like that, because it makes her a very dangerous threat. Actually, no, the most dangerous threat. I'm sure whoever she's staring down is not gonna have a good time. Yeah, Jay's a bit pissed. She draws her gun again, and, just from the looks of things, this seems to take place in the same place as the last frame. Which makes me very concerned as to why Jay and Tessin are working together, from, once again, the looks of it. Here we can see Tessin's giant back claw thingies that she impaled Uzi with in episode 7. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you, I would really hate to be on the receiving end of that. Oh god, that bone right above the decaying skin, that is disgusting. Oh, sorry. So here we can see Tessin's heel, and I mean, what do you want me to say? It's literally just a heel on a railing. Here we can see an object being shot at Tessin, and she's making a very interesting face as it passes by her. Surprisingly, N doesn't have many frames inside this trailer, but this one does not make me very hopeful about his character surviving the episode. We can't really tell what's going on here, just that, well, he's a bit upset from the looks of things. Oh, Uzi. Yeah, you've definitely seen better days. Okay, from the looks of things, Uzi's missing her arm, and Tessin's arm is right next to her. Yeah, I'd be shitting my pants if I was Uzi. And here's the last frame of N. Wow, we only have 2 frames of N? That is very concerning. This matches up with an earlier frame with Tessin, and we can also see that it's snowing in the background. So these two have to be related in some way. I'm no gambler, but if I had to take bets between N and Tessin, I think we all know Tessin's gonna win. Oh, that in the plot armor, of course, but that's a bit more of a meta thing. I'm sure N's gonna be fine. Probably not, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely going to be the best fight scene inside the entire show. Actually, no, this is more of a slaughter, if anything. A very one-sided slaughter. I'm like 98% sure that there's a filter being applied to this frame. Unless the lighting is being changed that much, this does not feel natural. I assume that later on, Uzi's gonna get her arm torn off like we saw earlier. It's a real shame that N isn't there, because, well, it looks like Uzi could use a hand. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna try and speak coherently now. Okay, here I go. This was Khan in episode 7. This is Khan now. What happened between these episodes? This is not the same character. He looks like if Mr. Pringle just took like 10 shots of cocaine. What happened here? And for our final shot, we have a spaceship going through, well, space. I can basically guarantee you that this is going to be at the end of the episode. This will likely be the last time we see Copper 9. Ever. Glitch have gone on record saying multiple times that there will not be a season 2. Man, it really sucks for this show to end. Okay, well, that's every frame analyzed. We didn't really learn much, so here's my predictions for episode 8. Now before we start, there's a really good point that I really want to bring up. There is an extremely big difference between a good episode and a good finale. And we need episode 8 to be a really, really good finale. I'm not saying I'm expecting perfection, but I am expecting for you guys to make that distinction with me. And, according to Michael Kovac, episode 8 has been worked on for an entire year already, so this should definitely be one of, if not the best episode inside the entire show. I personally am very hopeful, and I am more than enthusiastic about this episode. With all of that out of the way, let's go on to my predictions for episode 8. To get started, I'm sure you guys know about this J theory. Because Sin is still Jay's administrator, she's going to mind control her and probably get her killed inside episode 8. But before that, I'm pretty sure we all know that Jay's gonna have some sort of snap. It's the only way to really salvage her character, and I'm pretty sure that right before one of them dies, she's just going to snap. I think it may go something like this. When we cut back to the surface on Copper 9, the fight is about to happen. And right before one of them dies, V emerges from the hole and she tells them that Sin was Tessa the entire time. Why isn't it N? Oh, yeah. The reason it's not N is because I'm pretty sure he's gonna jump in the hole inside the cathedral. And, I mean, someone has to do it. By having V do it, you don't linger on her death, quote-unquote, from episode 6, but you also get to the point immediately, which, inside a finale episode, you want the pacing to be very, very good. Jay would then have a complete meltdown. And, you know, she'd actually get to be a character for once, so that's pretty cool. The reason that this could and should happen is because Jay is such a wasted character at the moment. The phrase "justice for Jay" means something, and the people saying it really want Jay to actually do something. So that's kind of the reason she has to have this meltdown. I am very confident in saying that Jay is going to play a pivotal role inside episode 8. She started off as the main antagonist inside episode 1, and it looks like she'll almost be reprising her role inside episode 8, albeit to a much more smaller scale. Now, I'm pretty sure she's still gonna die, of course, but she's not gonna die without going out swinging. Now, this is a bit off topic, but do you guys remember this scene from episode 4? That right there is one of the few remaining plot points that I think could still happen inside episode 8. Uzi and all the disassembly drones cannot touch the sun, or, well, they're gonna die. The same could also likely be said for Sin, cause we never see her outside when the sun is out. She's always either indoors or it's nighttime outside, so the sun obviously can't do anything. My point is that the sun is going to do something in episode 8. I have no idea what, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have forgotten about it, and that's no good. As flawed as the show is, it does use its runtime relatively well, and everything that it shows is going to be important at some point. If this fucking dog can make it inside an episode, then the Sun plotline can also make it inside an episode. I would be very baffled and, quite honestly, disappointed if the Sun plotline just didn't do anything. It is very much still established, and it can also very much still do something inside the story. A lot about what we know about the disassembly drones has been retconned post-pilot. The biggest example, of course, is their need to consume oil. It was confirmed to be retconned in Glitch X.
Ink asks, how long can the murder drones last without oil? Ooh, good question.
Oh, that plot thread we definitely didn't drop.
And I would go on a rant about that, but that's for a different video entirely. The point is, the Sun plotline could still very much happen, and I definitely think it's in the cards. Now, I'm gonna be pretty passionate about this next bit, so, like, you may want to lower the video's volume, like, right now. Okay. So, recently, there's been a theory of sorts that suggests that Tessa will come back as a drone. There's a lot of variations of this theory, but the main premise is that somehow, someway, Tessa's consciousness will be transferred into a drone's body. Yeah, you heard that right. So, I want to make it abundantly clear that I do not like the Tessin twist. I think it absolutely assassinated Tessa's character, but once again, that will be a video for later, trust me on that one. So, if, God forbid, the drone Tessa theory is real, I'm gonna be fucking done with this show. I don't care how you try and justify it, that theory is the epitome, the textbook definition of bad writing. Not only does this theory literally undermine the plot twist that you just committed to in the previous episode, who the fuck is this trying to please? The Tessa fans are already pissed because their character was just turned into a fucking Halloween costume. And the people who like the Tessin twist are gonna be pissed because what was the point of this character if Tessa's alive? It is complete and utter garbage. And I'm sorry, but that theory should not happen. I'm going to stand firmly by that, and if that theory comes fucking true, I'm gonna fucking scream my lungs out. Sorry. Calm Yag back? Okay, so moving on. In terms of the main characters, I think En and Uzi probably are not gonna make it out alive. Though, I don't think both of them will live or both of them will die. I'm pretty sure it's one or the other. If I had to make an educated guess, I would say that En's going to die and Uzi's going to live. I'm sure you guys remember Tessa's ultimatum to En in episode 6. The choice was simple: Uzi or the universe. Now, what if instead of having to pick between one or the other, En sacrificed himself to save both of them? Uzi starts off the show as an emo who has literally no one in her life. Her father doesn't care about her, and he's concerned with the safety of everyone else inside the bunker. Her mother is presumed dead, and the only person who treats her with even a little morsel of respect is Thad, but he's not really her friend. What if Uzi started off the show as an emo who had nobody, gained someone who she truly loved, but then at the very end, she was alone again, and she lost everything she gained on that journey? That would be such a depressing ending. What's the lesson exactly? That you'll always lose what you gain? You'll never achieve anything? That you can't protect your loved ones and they'll be stripped away from you one by one? Well, yes. because that is something that Liam Vickers would do. And, especially with the confirmation of no future seasons, if things end very, very grim, I think that sends a very powerful message to the viewer. The emotional weight and impact of such an ending would be unlike any other indie show out there at the moment. And, quite honestly, I think it would be the perfect ending. The entire show is about Uzi's journey and her as a character, and just having her alone in a spaceship, with no one else but herself, watching her planet be blown up, would really just be perfect. I hate to end on a dark note like that, but I'm gonna have to. I sincerely hope that Episode 8 will end the franchise on a very high note. I think I speak for all of us when I say that the last thing we want is a badly written ending. We want this show to end with a complete bang, and I know for a fact that Liam and Glitch will not disappoint us.